Have you seen that commercial? Their dudes are working out and they're like doing the bicep curls, and he's like, "Good for you, potato chip," and he's
No.
like, "Something, something, you bro, chacho, Teddy Roosevelt." You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh, I love it. I'm obsessed with that. I think it's so funny.
On TV?
Yeah, and like it cuts to the one dude who doesn't get any buffer, and then it cuts back to the other dude, and he's like a little bit more jacked.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the other dude, and it's like the same size dude, and it cuts to him again. He's even more jacked, and he's like, "You haven't seen that?"
So from getting all the bro compliments?
Yeah, yeah.
That got him all jacked?
I'm pulling it up for you after this. We're gonna watch it.
Yeah, I would love to watch that.
What's up, bro? Chacho. Teddy Roosevelt.
Dude, that feels like the perfect commercial that was made for you.
I think it's so
You are
funny.
a total bro chacho.
I think it's so funny, man. It seriously has me dying.
Do you consider yourself a bro?
No. I'm a wook.
What's a wook mean?
A wook at heart's like a hippie.
A wook?
You've never heard the term wook? It comes from the East Coast.
No.
A wook is like a dude who like joins a hippie drum circle, smokes a bunch of weed, and eats mushrooms on the beach.
Really?
You never heard of a wook?
No.
Interesting.
See, it's weird. The term bro out here means something different than it did back home. Back home, and again, this might be a timing thing, but back home, a bro was like a frat dude that had like a popped collar. That's what a bro was.
See, out here, bros like lifted trucks, SRH.
So those
Cotton
guys
Kings.
existed. They weren't bros though.
That's a bro to me. In my eyes, that's
Yeah.
like IE, like where I'm from, 909er.
Yeah. Well, that's what I agree. People out here call them bros.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird. We have different bros.
A wook is a noun or adjective, a dirty, hairy, stinky, malnourished, dishonest creature that often travels in packs with possibly and unfortunately mangy, multicolored dogs on handmade, all-natural, organic hemp leashes.
Dude, this ain't you. You might have like you might be a wook at heart, but you're not a wook.
It's a wook at heart. Yeah, a
You'll
wook is a
t-
hippie without any ambition, motivation, or drive
you,
other
bro.
than drugs and image.
I mean, you live in OB, but that's about it. That's about where it ends with you. Also, by the way, real quick before we get into shit, I don't know if you remember. Yesterday, I said I'm definitely going golfing today. I'm definitely going golfing.
Didn't go golfing.
Oh, I went. Steve Garcia didn't go golfing. He bailed on me.
Dude.
That was my golf boy. We were planning to go golfing, and then he actually turns out he hit up Alex Brooks from Craft Sourcing Collective, and then so Alex and I ended up going golfing. Steve bailed.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I beat Alex by one, by the way.
Nice.
Although I didn't feel great about it. He was like rooting for me the last couple holes. It was a nice comeback.
Yeah.
I was down by 4 going into the back 9, and I beat him by 1. He was a little too complimentary the last 3 or 4 holes. I'm like,
You think he let you in or what? Ooh, Tom's not happy with his W.
I mean, I
He's not
nailed.
happy with
I
the
nailed.
W.
It was a pressure putt. Like I don't know, maybe an 8-footer at the end.
Yeah.
Like, it was a great putt to win it. So I earned that. However, like he's almost like a vendor for us in a way.
Yeah, he's
So,
got to
like-
let you win some.
Dude. Last time we played, he shot an 80. So I mean, we both shot 92s. The rough was brutal.
Right.
Like I don't hit a ton of fairways. So I'm usually like shooting from rough to rough, like I'm scrapping out a bogey.
Yeah.
And these roughs were brutal. So I played even better than a 92. I'd say I'm like a 95, 97 guy. I played better than a 92. These roughs were brutal. I actually played smart. Like
Yeah.
instead of just like pulling out the big dick every time.
Every time.
I was like, you know what? Going 7-iron. I'm laying up. I never do that.
I'm the worst, dude. I'll like smack it way over the hole into a sand pit, over
Yeah.
this way. I'm like,
I have played with you.
yeah.
I'm well aware.
Yeah,
I'm well
just
aware of your
crush
game.
the ball as hard as I can.
So, today is National IPA Day.
So I hear.
This is a fucking day for everything. Like, you do wonder who comes up with it, and like, because who has something to gain from it? Maybe like someone in the industry. I don't know.
Right.
But I thought it would be interesting. So you started here in December.
Right.
So I'm curious if you had to rank your favorite Thorn IPAs that have been released since you started.
Okay.
So
Could they be released before I started, but I tried them
we had to have them
available?
available when you started, and we're going to do in cans to try to keep it somewhat concise. So I think, was Pine Hollows still here when you were here?
Yeah.
So it's Pine Hollows and the essentials, and went Pine Hollows, Tropic Days, and Beyond. So you've had, you should have a fourth.
Service one.
So Service One was the very end.
That was the first. Yeah.
Okay,
the
okay.
first one.
Service, and then Relay, Hopstapot, and Well, Scarlet and Cobalt.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Go.
Rank all of them?
From first to last.
Oh, shit. Damn. I think I would go. I liked Pine Hollows. That might be my number 1. 2 would probably be And Beyond. 3 would be Cobalt. 4 would be Scar. Ooh, there's a relay batch in there that I know I like. There's a relay batch that might go above Cobalt. I think the most recent relay batch would go above Cobalt.
Okay.
Then Cobalt, then Scarlet, then Hopster. And then I would say Tropic Service.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Service Tropic.
So I have 8 beers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. My least favorite, Tropic Days.
Yeah. I think that
It's
was
just, it's always just been one of my least favorite IPAs for me. Again, I think it's one of those things where, like, and I've said it before, but, one in, like, what is it? Was it 1 in 10 people that eat cilantro taste soap?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
There's one of the hops.
You're getting the garlic or something, weren't you?
It's more of an onion.
Okay, that's right.
But like, so there are some hops that I get a big garlic from too, and other people don't seem to get it. So I'm like, I don't know, it's just my mouth.
Garlic.
But
It's garlic.
I would say, okay, I'm putting Tropic as my last. I'm gonna go from bottom up. My second to last is probably. I really like these. I got to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. This is a tough one.
I'm gonna say. Scarlet.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing against Scarlet. It's just like, outside of like Tropic, I love those last 3 essentials.
Yeah, me too.
Arguably like my 3 favorite essentials.
Me too.
So I'm gonna put it last. I'm gonna go Relay. I've been drinking Relay for 7 years. You know what I mean?
At some point, you got to get someone over it.
Well, that's why it's like, I get into the new stuff.
Right.
So I'll put Relay at 7. I'm putting Cobalt at 6. I guess I'm just more of a West Coast guy, and I'm starting to learn.
Fair.
Then my number 5. I think my numbers are messed up. Oh, I started with a 9. That's right. All right, hold on. Okay, so Tropic's 8. Scarlet 7. Relay is 6. Cobalt is 5. Number 4. Nothing against this beer. I think a little overrated.
Which beer? Service wine?
No, Pine Hollows.
Wow.
I know. It's probably everybody's favorite essentials.
I loved it.
Yeah, everyone does. And I like it. I just think somebody does. So I'm going And Beyond with 3. I'm going Hops to Pot 2. And my number 1 service wine.
Wow.
Service wine is one of maybe my favorite IPA we've ever made.
I got the tail end of it.
Yeah.
So I don't think I gave it a fair chance to. Like, keep in mind, like when I got it, we were transferring over to Pine Hollows. So I might have had a batch that was just a tad old. I'm sure if it was fresh off the pigtail, I would have loved it. But
Thank you for saying that. Like, you got my back.
I got your back, bro. I feel you. I mean, honestly, the And Beyond, I've been digging. And then they have Relay.
I love the And Beyond.
That was amazing. And they have Relay on that, the Beagle. And I was drinking one of those the other day, and I was like, fuck, I forgot how good this beer is. Like, it's solid. It's a solid beer. So.
It is one of it. I'll probably go 3 or 4 months and not have one.
Right.
Because again, it's like, I want what's the new IPA that we have? Like Eddie Essential or even the
Cryo.
The Cryo. It's like, well, we're not going to have them soon.
Right.
So then it's like, well, I actually drink probably more treading. I didn't even add treading in this.
Oh,
or like,
yeah. See, I drink more. I think treading would be like my top 3.
Yeah.
Would be in there.
We're a couple slim boys.
Dude,
Slim chance.
Look at this guy. Slim chance.
So Brandon Hernandez, again, the source of 90% of the news that we're going to have going forward that we chat about. He talked about Mother Earth is cutting it's called the Resonator Series IPA, and they're going, instead of West Coast, they're just going to do it as like a hazy series instead.
Right.
And part of that series was Kismet IPA. I always understood Kismet. I didn't know it was part of the Rotate. I thought that was their flagship.
See, I don't know much about Mother Earth. I don't even think I've ever had
Were you
Kismet.
in Vista?
Yeah. And one of my brewers came from Mother Earth, but I don't know. I just never really drank Mother Earth. I drink Syntax.
Yeah.
And Cali Creamin'.
I loved Syntax.
I thought Syntax was great.
Cali Creamin' might be my least favorite beer on the planet.
Yeah, I do not like Cali Creamin'.
But you know what I love about Cali Creamin'? I love when there's something that you love it or you hate it, and
Right.
there's nothing in the middle. It's one of those things like 80% of people hate Cali Creamin'. The other 20%, it's like they won't even go to a bar if they don't have it on tap.
Blood Orange IPA.
Yeah. But I think Cali Creamin' came out first, right?
Yeah, Cali Creamin' was first, 100%. And then, blood. I think it's one of those things where I don't want to call it a novelty beer, but it's like it
I
just
will.
yeah, okay. But it's that niche of like what people are looking for specifically when they go out and drink. And good for them, dude. They fucking nailed it. I mean, still one of the top selling beers in chains and in San Diego. But yeah, it's not my thing either. It's not my cup of tea. People used to when I would do events with Mother Earth, they would mix the Cali Creamin' and the Blood Orange together and make a creamsicle, and then Cali Creamin' took that and made
Really?
Mother Earth took that and made a canned version of it.
Well, I never saw it, so it couldn't have been that much of a hit.
Dude,
I'm not saying
bro.
it.
Fuck you.
I'm not saying it wasn't delicious. I'm just saying there is no way Cali Creamin' plus Blood Orange is anything but disgusting.
Oh, you would have loved it.
I'm
Right
sorry.
up your alley.
Those are like two of my least favorite beers. I just can't. I can't imagine mixed that it gets much better for me.
That's fair. I'm not going to deny it. You're good. It's a little sweet.
It's really sweet,
Yeah.
but whatever. Actually, I went up to. We did Battle of the Guilds once up in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I remember Kismet was on tap at the event, and I was hanging with Jeff and Mike from Burning Beard. Jeff was shit-faced, and there was something wrong. Like the keg wasn't great. It's like, we've all been there. It's not a knock on Mother Earth. We've all been there. But whether maybe the keg wasn't washed properly, or like maybe it was a little old. Like who knows? But it just wasn't tasting good. And Jeff's shit face. It just goes, and like there's like an anger to it.
Yeah.
And he goes and takes it off tap, and he looks at me. He goes, "If my beer ever tastes like that, I expect you to do the same." I was like, "All right, yeah. a little piss right there. A little
Yeah,
piss
totally.
I didn't know him that well. Then I'm like, I like this guy.
Dude, sometimes you got to do it. You just got to pull the plug. Like, yep,
Yeah.
this isn't right. The worst is you'll do an event. I've done an event before with like a hazy, and the hazy just starts pouring out like milkshake, and I'm like, you got to pull it.
Yep.
Got to pull it. You can't be pouring
Dude,
it.
we were at, this is the worst. We were at Sierra Nevada for, it was like Single, Wet, and Wild Festival.
Right.
We're on the hop farm at Sierra Nevada. Every beer being poured is either a single hop, a wet hop, or a wild hop. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we had a batch of our Gut Nelson that got infected. We actually brewed it at Latitude.
Yeah.
It was like the water was bad. There was some issue with it, and it was fresh, so we hadn't tasted it yet. And we poured up, and it was like tasting like fruit punch. And I was
Ugh.
like, "This is not the place I wanted
No.
to have a beer taste
That's the
like this."
worst, dude. It's seriously
That's
the
the way that
worst.
we pulled it. But we also, that's actually back when we had the OG IPA.
Yeah.
So we were also pouring the OG IPA,
Yeah.
which was fun.
Yeah, it's such a bad look when you're like, I
Yeah.
swear this isn't a normal representation of my brand.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Eric got so fucked up at Sierra Nevada. Dude, there's like 80 ways that we embarrassed ourselves. Like, not only that beer, Eric was so Eric, we got fucked up the night before. And which is whatever. It was like a big weird thing. And he was fine. Then the next day, a little hair of the dog, he had a beer or two, and then he got high, and like he was awful. He was like such a pain in the ass. I hated being around him. And then I'll never forget. I'm sitting there pouring beers, and I'm getting text like Eric Shelley. He was brewing for us at the time up at North Park. He's hearing from people at the event. They're like, "Yo, your guy's fucked up," and so like. Shelly's texting me like, "Yo, what is going on with Eric?" And I'm like, "Dude, it is ugly up here.
Yeah. It's not looking good.
Help!" And then I just look up at one point, and it was such a cool festival because it's like Tommy Arthur is pouring Lost Abbey beer, like Jeff
Right.
Bagby is pouring Bagby beer. It's like cool shit. And I just see Eric walk up to Jeff Bagby, and I'm like,
Fuck.
"This isn't gonna end well." And then Eric, you see Eric like.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't hear anything. I was far enough away, and I just watched I saw Jeff Bagby go like, "Yeah," okay. And then he just walked away.
Oh
so
my god,
funny.
it's so funny.
It was so good.
Dude, those beer festivals, man, they get dangerous. I've done a couple where it's like you squat up and you go for the whole weekend, and by day 3, it's like everyone's just hammered. Like no one's making.
But
sense.
everyone's a different kind of fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Eric's fucked up is like he gets arrogant, and it's just so weird. It's just is what it is. But I like, it's the kind of like, yeah, fucking, we make great beer. Come on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, you are tough to be around right now.
You gotta pump the fucking brakes, bro.
I love him, but that was
so
that was a
funny.
rough one.
Oh man,
So
going downhill real quickly.
yes. Dude. So there's this brewery. They're out in it was like Pennsylvania, something like that. It's called Dock Street. I actually saw this on Brewbound. So it's pretty much I guess it's been around since like '85. I had never heard of them, but their employees were demanding. They had labor demands. Oh, we had a little pause. The employees had labor demands, and they wanted a certain amount of money that they weren't getting, and hours and blah blah blah. Right. So when I first hear the idea of the thing, I'm like, fuck yeah, go labor.
Yeah.
Stick it to the man.
Right.
And I find myself, especially now, as someone that has to run one. But then I listen to the actually read their statements, and I just want to puke. It's just we demand. It's dude, you don't have any leverage. You don't make demands.
Yeah. Who are you?
Well, that's the thing. And now I don't blame. Fight for yourself. Hell yeah.
Right.
But then it's we demand you do this, and it's
You're not gonna
it
get
doesn't
anywhere.
work like that. But it's funny because actually what ended up happening, this is brutal. The brewery ends up putting out a statement. They actually concede to all the labor demands.
Right.
Because they do a tipped credit out there. They do it back in Massachusetts. So BASF makes $3 an hour.
Right.
And then if your tips don't bring you up to minimum wage, then the company has to pay you on the back end.
Right.
It's not like out here where you get minimum wage plus. I mean, you get minimum wage plus tips.
Yeah.
So they bumped everybody's wages up to $17 an hour, $15 an hour. But they terminated the entire workforce, and you have to reapply to work there.
Oh, no way.
A video keeps cutting out. So, yeah. So pretty much what they're okay, no, we agree to these. We're not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
We'll give it to the next guy.
Yeah. We're gonna trim some fat here. Is what we're gonna do.
Yeah. But again, when you read, I don't blame the employees for going for it and sticking up for themselves and fighting for fair wage, especially we're in a pandemic.
Yeah.
They're trying to just feed
Get
themselves,
by,
you know. But also when you just hear the tone, I demand. It's you what?
Tom, I demand a pay raise now. Pay me.
I demand a foot rub.
Give it.
Earn
to
that
me.
pay raise.
God, rubbing your feet, giving me nightmares. I'd be terrified.
Dude, we're losing. Our feed keeps kicking out.
Oh man,
I know this is brutal.
Well, it was all right. We had a quick one today, anyways.
Yeah, we got all right. Technical difficulties, Taylor. We got to wrap this one up.
Cool.
Love you so much.
You too, buddy. No feet rubs.